Alright, so just a quick little update. Just got into Dallas, Texas last night from, spent one night in El Paso, spent one night in Tucson, and got to Dallas, Texas. And now the work continues, or the work is yet to begin, as far as me out here working on. Now you guys will be joining me on this journey to get a job out here in Dallas. And the reason why I wanted to go ahead and just, throw the camera on real quick right now and just, talk to you guys, share some thoughts. I was thinking about, during my journey over here, during my 20-hour drive from San Diego to Dallas, is that a lot of times there were things in life that I wanted that I kind of just thought that they would come, and I know it might sound kind of stupid, and it probably is, but still, I had a kind of a mental process of thinking that, okay, if I think about it, and even, consistently think about it, that eventually the circumstances will play themselves out, in my favor. But that's not the right way for me to really approach something or anything really in life. The right way to approach it, to me, in my personal experience at the moment, and again, I know some people might think, oh yeah, that's super basic, but a lot of times the things that we know in life, oh yeah, I know that, I know this, I know that, we all know we should do certain things, but how many of us are actually doing these specific actions with consistency? And that's really what I realized, is that my actions were not consistent enough. Even, you do something a few times and the results are not there immediately, and you kind of get frustrated, and maybe you don't put as much effort into it as you should. But I'm kind of deviating from the topic I wanted to stick on right now. And again, that's what I'm saying, that I was in San Diego, and during this 20-hour journey, I was thinking to myself, okay, now here's step one. Step one is physically get to Dallas, Texas, so that, you can interview. I was talking to a lot of different recruiters and different companies from San Diego, and they're like, oh, okay, so you live in San Diego, when are you going to be in Dallas? And that's step one, for anybody out there who might watch this and might be in a similar situation. Here's just a little bit of insight from my experience, which of course is, again, just my experience, but the insight is that any goal that you have, whether it is getting a job, starting a business, changing jobs, switching from whatever job you're in right now to a different one, starting a side business, starting a main business, leaving your job and going into business for yourself full time, all of these things, getting from point A to point Z, as people in a world now that is just, the titans of, history would be shocked to see the tools that we have at our fingertips. People like Andrew Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, all these people who have been pioneers in the world historically. All these people would be blown away to see the opportunity that we have at our fingertips right now. And what I'm getting at is that from A to Z, to get from your idea, your thought, to actually living that idea, you know, or that goal, whatever it might be. There are a lot of steps along the way, and it can be extremely overwhelming to view it just in a yes, no, got it, don't have it, on the way, you know, either just a black and white type of a setting where either you're there or you're not there, you know. But that's when we forget that the journey itself is a destination in itself. The journey of going through all these different things is a destination. The journey, you know, the 20 hours that I spent on the road from San Diego to Dallas, it really helped me realize that, you know, as much as I wanted to just, you know, get to my destination of Dallas, at the same time, the journey of, you know, embarking on this journey, the drive itself, that is a destination. And so many times in life, me personally, I have to constantly, and again, this is not something where it's just off and on, where you could just fix this way of thinking and permanently you're good to go. It's going to take effort. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take consistency to, you know, get these habits ingrained into our minds, into our daily lives. So the point of what I'm saying is really that don't wait to get started on whatever it is that you're doing. Again, like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. For everybody, it's something different. For me, right now, it was to get to Dallas, Texas, and obtain a job in the city of Dallas, Texas, and then you know, continue doing other things from there. But again, I have to turn a blind eye to a lot of the other things that I want to go after until I first obtain this goal of getting a job in Dallas, Texas. So right now, what am I doing? You know, I don't even have an apartment out here. I'm just staying in an Airbnb because I know how much focus and attention can be taken from me looking for an apartment. It's a, you know, somewhat of a stressful thing, and you know, I just want to stay focused in what I'm doing, and you know, it's not easy to you know, shelf kind of certain goals and things that you have in you know, in life, but it's definitely necessary to manage your focus. That's one of the biggest things that I'm learning in I'll be 32 years old this year, and one of the biggest things that I realized I failed to do in my first 31 years was to focus. And by focus, you know, Gary Keller talks a lot about that in The One Thing, where you do one thing. And at first, when I read The One Thing, I didn't properly understand it, because I was thinking to myself, no, there's no way I'm going to do just one thing. There's so much, I'm sure everybody out there can agree with that. There's so much that you want to do in life that doing one thing seems insane. But at the same time, we have a we have a lot of time. If we utilize our time correctly, we have a lot of time. I mean, just try it out with any one subject. Right now, I'm learning Spanish by teaching myself Spanish on Duolingo and then speaking to Spanish speakers. So if you just take 15 minutes of time and concentrate and focus that time and invest that time. That's a whole nother concept that I'm realizing myself right now, is that, and again, I'm deviating from what we initially talked about. What we initially were talking about is to get started. Don't wait for circumstances to get better before taking those steps forward. Because here's the thing, when you take the steps forward and do what it is that you want to do, and whatever that might be, again, it might be starting a business, it might be taking yoga classes, whatever that might be, waiting to become better before doing that is only going to prolong the process. Getting out there, one thing which I myself have still been procrastinating on, which I'm going to have to do, is take dance lessons. I'm far from even a decent dancer. I guess I have no skill in dancing, and that's something that I would like to achieve. But at the moment, I'm trying to keep a single-minded focus. But eventually, that's something that I would like to do. And here's the thing: get started with that thing. Seek expert advice. If you want to learn to play an instrument, yeah, you can learn it on YouTube or anything like that, which is good too. A lot of people can pick things up that way. There are a lot of talented, intelligent people out there who can pick things up in that sense, in that style of learning. I know I am not one of those people. For me, it requires a very disciplined, structured environment with an expert leading me through the way. And that, of course, requires commitment, right? Because next thing is, you need to pay for that. And if you're paying for it, you don't want to mess around with it, those types of opportunities. So that's my style of learning. So everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's going to be different. But yeah, that kind of deviated again from what I'm saying. But get started now, suck at what you're doing, and you'll get better so much faster than trying to avoid the sucking at it part, if that makes any sense. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Hopefully this works out, sitting here on my dash like that, because if so, we'll keep doing this. Alright guys, I'm going to be heading in for an interview real quick, and it's funny enough, actually, here in Dallas, these guys are over here. Can you see it? The Valuetainment guys are over here. Patrick Bet-David, who's a big inspiration to me. But yeah, get around the people that you want to be like. Surround yourself by like-minded people. It's extremely important, and that's a major reason of why I moved out here to Dallas, is to surround myself with the people that I really want to become like. It's not an easy decision to make. It's not an easy transition to make, and there are a lot of uncertainties in all of our journeys. But yeah, that's the thing. We all face uncertainty. So making a big move, if you feel like making certain moves in life, you're really not adding any additional uncertainty. It's what's certain anyway, right? What is certainty anyway? What are we guaranteed in life anyway? Everything is really uncertain, so you might as well just take a shot. Anyways, with that, I'll be signing off. Jordan, income over expense, over and out.